Do you have an older basement? Is it full of all those old pull string lights? Have you ever pulled one of those lights so hard that you pulled the string right out of the socket? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions, I'm sure it left you wondering with what you were going to do. I know that I have done that many different times. But not to worry, replacing one of these old lights is easier than you might think. Replacing an old light is as simple as 3 steps. First, you want to start off with safety, and then just removing the old light and installing the new light. Whenever you decide to take on the task of replacing a light, the first thing you must focus on is safety. There are a few simple safety measures that need to be followed whenever you are working with electricity. The first safety step that you must follow is to never take on an electrical project that you are not sure you can do. If you are unsure whether or not you can handle it, be safe and call in a certified electrician. According to the Electrical Safety Foundation International, always turn off the power to the circuit you plan to work on by switching the circuit breaker off at the main service panel. And the best way to go about making sure that it is off is to check it with a non-contact voltage tester, which looks like this. Now when you put this up here, as you can see, this is not beeping. If there was to be power, it would beep like that. So as you can see, I've already turned the power off here. And that safety step is to always replace worn or tattered looking wire nuts, according to journeyman union electrician Dylan McDonough. Once all the power has been shut off to the circuit, we can begin removing the old fixture. The first thing you're going to do in removing the old fixture is remove the old light bulb and just set it down somewhere. On this one here, you're going to have to unscrew this little piece here, which will then just come right out. Then you will want to remove the screws that are holding the box into the ceiling. I've already started these. Normally they're pretty long. As you see here, then this piece here comes right out, and you can just set that aside. And make sure you hang on to the screws, as you'll need them for your next piece. The next thing you're going to want to do is pull this little piece out here, and you're going to want to loosen the terminal screws so that you can remove the wires on there. So just quick little twist, and you should be able to pull the wire right off of there. And then the next one, same thing. And according to the Family Handyman magazine, you're going to want to restrip these wires to about 3/4 of an inch. So you're going to want to cut off these bare ends here, as they might be corroded. You know, who knows how long they've been on there. A lot of these old basements, they will have been on there for quite a while. So just simply cut it like that. And then I like to use the nice easy wire stripper like this, where you just stick it in there about 3/4 of an inch. And that pulls it off there. Stick this one in. Oops, didn't get it there yet. So now about 3/4 of an inch. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to twist the wires into hooks. To do that, just grab it with the tip of your wire stripper and twist it into a hook. Do the same for both wires. Try to get a nice hook, because these are going to wrap around your terminals. So once we have the old fixture removed, we can now start installing the new fixture. So you see, I have a porcelain light fixture here. It even has a little electrical plug. I personally prefer to go with the porcelain, as I think it's a little bit more heavy duty than the PVC ones that are coming out these days. So the first thing you're going to want to do here is these colors, or the screws here, are colored. As you can see, one is copper colored, one is silver colored, and then this one is green colored. This is your ground, and you're not going to use that one all of the time. So for this, your black wire is going to go to your copper colored screw. And then your white wire will go to the silver colored screw. And what you're going to want to do is wrap the wire around there so that it goes, when you turn the screw, it goes counterclockwise. And then when you go to tighten it, you want to tighten it just so that the wire compresses slightly. Just like that. And same thing with this one here. Don't give you much room to work with on this one. So once that wire's in there, you're going to want to tighten this one the same deal so that it just compresses the wire slightly, making a nice connection, and so you know that wire is not going to come out. Now on mine, I don't have the third grounding wire, which on a lot of old homes you're not going to have that, which is okay. That's not a big deal. So now to put the light back up in there, you're going to want to do a twisting motion to get it up in there, like so that way you push your wires back up in there. Then you will want to reinstall the old screws that you used on the old lamp. So just stick it up there, twist it in. I normally just get one in there and then I try to get the other one in, make sure I got the screw holes lined up. So when you tighten your screws, be sure to not tighten it too far as you will crack the porcelain on it. So once all the screws are installed again, you can then reinstall your light bulb. According to the National Fire Protection Association, only use light bulbs that match the recommended wattage of the fixture to avoid fires. Now that the light bulb is in, you can go back and turn the breaker back on and check that the light works. Now that the power's back on, we can see that the light works, which is always a good sign. So now, as long as your light works, which it should if you followed all these steps, you can go ahead and clean up any mess that you might have made. You can see that replacing a pull string light is a very basic task for the do-it-yourselfer. There are a few steps that you have to follow, and we have went through them, which include safety, which is always number one, removing the old fixture, and installing the new fixture. Something that anyone can do if you follow the correct safety tips. So now, when that pull string light goes out in your house again, you will have the knowledge to safely replace it yourself.